It's a little dead meme.
Do you guys remember? I don't remember what the fuck reality show it was, but it was it was some dude getting kicked off, and they were like, all right, you're gonna have to go back to your life of debt or whatever, and then he gives like this speech where he goes like, don't let anybody hold you back, and then he like squares up in front of the camera and starts like making like weird gorilla noises, and then passes out.
What?
Do you not remember this?
What are you on about? So put the video in the chat.
Yeah, right, hold on. I gotta hold on.
Oh my god! Welcome to the Snark Tank, guys. Welcome to the Snark Tank. Welcome to the Snark Tank. What's going on, y'all? It's us, the three amigos. And,
sounds like you're on some drugs, Master Wayne.
Ketamine, Master Wayne.
It was all right. I'm putting.
Get the ketamine. Alfred, get the ketamine.
Alfred, I'm gonna go to
Oh, wait, hold on. No, sorry, that's not the wrong. That's a fucking
That's
commentary video about it.
Oh, about it?
Alfred,
Jesus
eat the
Christ.
dog.
Yeah, here it is. It's
Let's see
it's
this
about.
silliness.
You don't need to see the speech. Go to 47 seconds.
He
Go to
looks
47
like
seconds
a troll doll that turned into a person.
Dude, he looks like
Yo, just
Wish
wait.
version of Shaq, but with hair. I don't know. Odd. He looks like a lot of people mixed together. Go to 47. You said
47.
All right, let's go. Wait a minute. That I know that speech.
He didn't pass out really.
No, he fell over. It's
He
clearly
didn't really pass out. He just fell over
for emphasis. Yeah.
Yeah, because if he really passed out, he would have collapsed.
Yeah, he would have collapsed and died.
He would have collapsed, hit his head,
What
and it was
is-
a real bad.
What?
But it's so crazy because that video is so old. That's like mid 2000s. It was like before any concept of like doing outrageous things for internet clout mattered. You know what I mean? Like
that is
that's what's fascinating
That's
about it.
not true. People been doing stuff like that on the TV all the time.
So
I don't know, man.
This,
Not in the
whatever
same
this
way.
is, whatever this is, I know it came out after the movie Rocky Balboa because he lifted a piece of that scene where Rocky's talking. He's yelling at his son Robin.
Yeah.
Cowards do that, and that ain't you. Which is actually a fan-fucking-tastic like monologue. For like a retarded actor, like that is a fucking.
I know.
brilliant.
No, look. Say what you want about Sly. Say what you want about Sly. But in his good roles, he's amazing. You cannot deny it. I consider Sylvester Stallone a good actor, actually. I was about to say that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm a little bit of hyperbole of me. Look, he's not retarded, but the problem is he's played a retarded character for so many years that he has been typecasted. So even when he plays something outside of that, but most of his roles have been relatively the same.
He's been playing simple. He's been playing Simple Jack for decades.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say Simple Jack. He's been playing Rocky, though. He's playing Rocky. Rocky's a boxer.
Rocky is actually a dumb boxer. He's like actually stupid.
I wouldn't say he's dumb. He's blunt, though. He's a blunt instrument.
He can't read. He tries to do a commercial in Rocky 2,
and
he has to do so many cuts.
Oh my god, he stumbles over his words.
Yeah, he's not as dumb as Paulie, but he's still a more like they're just dude. Let's be real. Philadelphia is just full of idiots. Like that is just true. That's true. That is a true statement.
That's not true. My cousin's a lawyer in Philadelphia.
Your cousin moved
he
to
graduated from high school and became a lawyer.
Did he
graduated from NYU and became a lawyer. He came from New York, though.
See, that's what I'm saying. He moved to Philly.
He moved to Philly because the bar was low.
The bar exam is the bar exam is 7th grade math at Philly.
It's like a multiple choice where it's like, is this illegal? Yes, and it's like 10 of those, and then you get to be a lawyer, Philly.
Could you imagine that? You go to take the bar exam in Philly, and you're like, it works.
It's just what?
What is a law?
Identify the shape, and then it's just like a fucking identify the shape of a circle. Is it a circle?
Do you have to have
Good
credentials
job.
to take the bar?
Yeah, I think so. You have to have. Well, I mean,
I don't think you do.
you can't just go off the street and take the bar. I'm pretty sure.
I think you can actually.
I don't
That
think
sounds
that's true.
fake. That sounds like
No,
some Philly
because
shit.
the thing is that if you're just off the streets, you're not gonna pass it. But you can just take it. Like I'm pretty sure you can just take the MCATs as well. But you're just not gonna pass it if you don't.
I
Like,
don't
if you
know.
don't study
Maybe.
for it.
Well, the
don't
thing
think
is, it's
that's
like
true.
you might be able to. Maybe, but like, I can't imagine that it would even matter. You know what I mean?
I don't think that's
Because
true
it's-
because there's people who are learned outside of the university. I think a lot of people would go that route if that were true, if that were the case.
Well, the thing is that if you don't have a degree, you're probably not gonna get hired at a law firm. That's what happens.
right.
You need that piece of paper. But I think to just take the bar.
That sounds like some Philly shit, bro. I don't know. That sounds stupid.
Sounds like
Sounds
Philly.
really
Assembly committee and using the bar exam.
All right, listen.
No. You need to. You need to. What you call
Born
it?
and gay.
You need
On
to
the
do it. You need
playground
to.
is where I fucked most of my gays.
You have to graduate from law school and approved by the American Bar Association.
Not even
or
trying. Not even
accredited
trying.
by the committee of the bar examinees. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you need to.
Yeah, because like I said, if it wasn't, that would I think literally only in Philadelphia is the only city that you're allowed to just take it.
Take the bar. There's
outside.
7-year-old lawyers, bro.
Philly
Little
is my
kids
city.
coming in with juice boxes, holding their mom's hands as lawyers.
We got fucking. That's
That motherfucker's still scared of the dark. Yeah, he's defending you from a rape charge. And he's still afraid of the dark.
the lights go out in the courtroom and he starts screaming.
He freaks the fuck out.
The prosecutor's like fucking just puts on some spooky mask and freaks him out.
Hey, your
till he
fucking
loses the
lawyer
case.
dips. He
Imagine
dips.
if that was.
He
Imagine that was a legal move that like a lawyer could do. Like if they realized that their opponent was afraid of the dark, they could just turn the lights off and scream "ooga booga boo,"
and they gotta
freak him the fuck out.
reconvene another day.
And the judge is
Yeah,
like,
it's a
"Sorry."
legit. It's almost like filibustering, where it's like a legitimate tactic
Yeah.
of delay.
Yeah, it's
That's
the
fucking
pussy
crazy.
clause.
Anyway,
Like,
listen,
if
we
you's
gotta.
if you's a bitch, man. Oh wait.
No, I'm just saying.
We ain't gonna
you
shit
know,
on Philly anymore. we go past
It feels
Philly.
so. I have no feelings toward Philly at all. Like I just jumped on this
I
bandwagon
actually like
for
Philly
no
a lot.
reason.
I think Philly's pretty cool.
I think Philly is cool because they have a Rocky statue. I think Milwaukee's gay because they have a Fonzie statue. I mean, that's just fucking stupid.
They have a statue of
That's
Fonzie.
stupid. They have a statue of Fonzie. I have actually seen it in person.
That's crazy.
And I was like, this is embarrassing. You guys got to have something better. I mean, they got fucking Antetokounmpo now. Now they have something at least to be like proud of. They got like a championship basketball team. But before that, it was just fat and cheese.
Fun fact: the show that Fonzie was on, my grandma's cousin was on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
think
mentioned that
said
before.
that.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
grandma's cousin was on that show. It was
What
weird
happened?
shit.
Like she got assaulted or something? What was it?
Huh?
You said Fonzie assaulted your cousin?
No, and welcome back, Mr. Carter. The black guy is my grandma's cousin. He's the same to me like my grandma.
Oh, okay. I must
No
be
one
getting my
raped
mixed up.
anybody. Fonzie didn't aggress my cousin. You know how big? You ever see the size of my? Well, he's not my cousin. He's my grandma.
Well, have
he's
you
like
ever
my
seen?
far cousin.
You've seen the size of your cousin or your grandma's cousin, but have you seen the efficiency of the Fonz? Have
Of Arthur Fonzarelli? You're right. You're right.
His combat prowess is unmatched. If he was, he's a summon. I think in Final Fantasy,
Crazy.
Final
He's a
Fantasy, you could summon him and he could do some crazy.
He's
wild
like fucking
shit.
Odin. He's like fucking Odin.
He's Ifrit, bro. That nigga's Ifrit. He comes in and he just starts doing damage to people, bro.
Oh man, just a giant Fonzarelli. All right, listen, we gotta.
I'd love that.
There's not a lot happening today, really. Like as we're recording, Trump is being arrested, I think, but there's still really not. I don't know. It's
right, and then
His name is Lawrence Hilton Jacobs. I keep forgetting his name.
all right. Don't
You ever,
dox
you ever
your
hear
cousin.
that quote? You ever hear that quote of him?
Don't
where he
dox my
says-
famous actor cousin that's acted for over 50 years.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man.
Sorry,
Still,
Uncle.
still recovering
Uncle
from
Lawrence.
the fun sexual assault, man. We don't want to like. Come on.
Oh, but I didn't make Nene
Let
and
him
Pepe
heal.
mad by telling you them that what you are. My apologies.
Listen.
Let him heal.
There's not really a lot going on, so we're going to focus on questions today because we know sometimes we get to one question and it's like annoying. I understand. So we're going to focus this episode on
You're
questions.
talking about Barbenheimer.
We're going to let the-
Barbenheimer.
No, let's do
we don't have
questions.
anything to say about Barbenheimer because we haven't seen either movie. It'd be dumb. We can talk
I
about it
hope
next time.
Oppenheimer's really fucking sad. I hope you can
Oppenheimer's
hear the
a
Japanese
scarecrow.
people cooking. I hope you can hear every Japanese person frying.
I think that's the ending. That's the soundtrack. I think
You just hear a bunch of anime openings and fire.
my assumption. So my assumption is that Barbie's going to be really sad, and Oppenheimer's going to be really hilarious. Is my
Uplifting.
anticipation.
Hilarious
Yeah,
and vibrant.
I think they kind of conspired behind the scenes to kind of put a switcheroo on everybody because everybody's expecting to see Oppenheimer first and then Barbie as like a lift up. Oh, you start the day, it's like, oh, here's this, a low point, and then you end the day with like a high point. And I think everybody knew that they were going to do that, so they swapped the premises for each movie. And I think we're going to see that. You're going to see a lot of dire circumstances in the Barbie.
If someone
in the Barbie
leaves
movie.
Oppenheimer with a smile on their face, I'm leaving that movie theater. I'm gonna walk out that movie theater. I'm like, this guy is a serpent.
you
this
would
guy is
be
a demon.
Well, you would be leaving the movie theater because the movie would be over.
Like, I'm not waiting. People are leaving the theater from that movie, and somebody comes out like, I love that movie. I love the way all those anime makers were screaming at the end. I like how he lit the atmosphere up, and it's like, whoa,
Anime makers
dude.
is such a shit.
Anime makers.
Yo, somebody, I was talking to Lyle last night. And he was
It's such a safe racist statement.
I was talking to Lyle last night, and he pitched me a slur that I thought was pretty good. He said,
what did he say?
A day pig, which is a day pig is like imagine your average white Walmart goer, and I was like, damn, that's really
not bad. I like
efficiently
that.
that's really true. They do
These
look like
fucking
day
day
pigs.
I kind of like
Anyway.
that a lot.
I like it a lot too.
Rolls
Dude,
off
you
the
know
tongue.
what's crazy? Walking through Walmart at like 3 a.m. high as shit, bro.
You're
like,
crazy.
The 24-hour Walmarts.
You can't even do that anymore.
You
Walmarts
can't. They're
aren't
not
24 hours
anymore, right?
Yeah.
No, there's no more. They
Ever since the pandemic, they stopped, which is
Bro, that shit
fucking
was
lame as hell.
crazy. Walking through
Anyway.
Walmart by where we live, the one right in front of my house in back in New York.
Yeah.
Dude, the people you would see there at nighttime would be pretty much like small kaijus. They'd be just like little kaijus walking around. Motherfuckers jumping into they look like cryptids. Like SCPs or something like that, just walking through Walmart.
Yeah.
And you're just like, yo, what the fuck is happening?
If you recorded anybody with like a Motorola Razr camera in that Walmart, it would be convincingly scary footage. Like even if it was just your average person in there.
Like, I
It's
swear to
fucking
God, I
crazy.
saw Sauron there at least twice.
Yeah. At least
Just walking through Walmart like, that's Sauron.
We're
Why
gonna-
is he here?
oh, God. All right. Let's start. Let's just get into questions. All right.
Let's do it.
First, the First Church of Keith David wrote in. He says, First Church of Keith David featuring Solid Sween and his gay genocide. He wrote in. He says, "Greetings, snarky boys. In your experienced opinions, what are some of the unwritten rules to writing a proper gay/sus parody?" It's a pretty good question, honestly.
No, nothing derogatory. You can never say anything derogatory.
Yeah, no overly like. There was a guy that I got in contact with that did a gay rock cover, the same song, and his was just a little bit too like referencing to AIDS and saying like the F slur, I guess, and it was kind of like this is stuff that I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate. Where as long as you keep it relatively just fun, you just keep it fun and not not in the negative stereotype.
It needs
way.
to be respectful, okay? We're not here to offend
I mean, I don't
anybody.
know- I don't know about that.
It needs to be playfully juvenile enough
Right.
that it doesn't like step into the territory of being like mean spirited. I would say
Yeah, there you go.
that's one of the rules. Another rule I think is like, dude, syllabic structure is like really fucking important. I don't even think this is necessarily just for gay parody. I think it's just for everything. I really think people like, 'cause dude, I have seen people in the woodwork. You see every now and again people trying to do that kind of thing. Like I've seen gay parodies like since we started doing it. And they'll just shove like 5-syllable words into like a 2-syllable fucking verse, and it don't work, man. It don't work. So that's kind of important. But I don't know, man. Derek's the main lead on.
Yeah, you're the entrepreneur of this shit.
That's really, I mean, those two main things actually are really, those are the two most things, the most important things. Just nothing too derogatory, or nothing derogatory at all. I
remember texting you specifically that there was like a line that you had in, I think, I don't remember what the fuck it was. I don't remember the specific line, but there was a line that you had in, I think, the Disturbed Sound of Silence that I was like, that is so clever. Like do you remember what it was?
Yeah, I do. So there's the part where he says people writing songs. And immediately, I was like, I already knew what that was going to be. So instead of people writing songs, it's people writing dongs. Because it was just perfect. I was like, that.
Yeah, that's obvious. Or schlongs. So perfect. It's dongs or schlongs.
Well, dong and song is just so... you just replace a letter.
Yeah, it's a perfect example of like just not overdoing it. Where it's just like, that is so good. It's so good. Because it's so obvious and so like I don't know, it's when you can get away with keeping a line mostly the same, and then completely changing what it means. It's like super satisfying. It's like,
listening to you make that one was so funny because I was just like, I was like, this is just really good. This isn't even like I didn't get a chance to laugh. Because I was like, oh, this is just well done. This is a very well done cover. Like
I heard that a lot, and I was afraid of that. I was afraid of
cover, dude.
I think it was JoJo or somebody told me that halfway through the song they forgot the lyrics, completely escaped them, and they were just listening to how it was sang, and I was like, oh yeah, I was afraid of that. I really and I feel like that's kind of one of the reasons why it may. Algorithmically, my channel is fucking dead. I actually just checked yesterday. I was talking to my friend about how my channel is not, I don't use it for monetary purposes anymore. Mm-hmm. In the last 30 days, it has generated $40. And I was like, holy shit, it's usually even dormant. It would always hit the threshold of like whatever, so you can get the payout. And I was like, this channel is literally dead right now. And so, anyway, I think algorithmically, I put that thing out thinking that it might have a good chance of getting, because, Disturbed still has a huge fan base. But yeah, it didn't really take off. I was like, okay, I'm not too surprised. But however, if I didn't, because I even saw, and I wanted to talk to you guys, I forgot, Jack's Films, he commented on it saying, commenting on the effort that was put into it too.
Oh, did he really?
This is so much effort for a shit post. And it reminded me that he wanted to do one.
Yeah.
Like, we talked to Creator Clash. He wanted to do one. Right.
That would be so fun. That'd be so awesome.
Definitely, I'd say probably as soon as he's available, we should get him on and write something.
Jack's Films is so cool. Like he's one of the chillest. Cool. He's one of the chillest dudes I've and I met him years ago, and he's still exactly the same. Like he's just like one of the few people that like I've met in the content creator space where I'm like, this dude can hang. I think like he's funny. But
what's crazy
and his
is
wife
that with
is
Jack
hysterical. His wife is so funny.
It's
too.
crazy as we get.
Cool.
Jack meets up with us there. As crazy as we are. Like as wild as we got. Like we were at Mick's house one time. It was just us really.
Yeah.
just it
was an episode of this basically, but with Jack sitting there, and I was like, this is fucking wild that this is happening.
And Jack was just as fucked as we all are, which is insane.
But yeah, no, he should jump on one. That'd be great. Let me see.
I love it, and then continue the trend of just people who have no business doing this.
We gotta do one with PewDiePie, bro.
He's gone. He has
if
a
I
kid
had my
now.
old Twitter account, yeah.
Oh no, yeah, he's gone.
No.
He's in Japan in the forest
Bro,
somewhere.
If I had my old Twitter account, I guarantee you I could have convinced him. I just don't have any line to him anymore.
Yeah,
but even though he's gone with a kid in Japan, I in my heart of hearts feel that he'd be like, I will do this thing. It is so stupid. I want to do it.
you're out of your mind. If you could convince him, that'd be insane.
I think I could. I just can't. I would just need to, because I don't. Twitter was the only thing that I had for. I lost so many contacts, and that was Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try anyway. Just because.
That's fair.
I'm gonna try. Who else? Who's like the stupidest person you think? Like that. Absolutely not. And I want to try to message them.
Keem.
Okay. That's.
Isn't it amazing? You're the
God
worst
damn it.
suggestion.
You did
possible.
it again?
A little bit. Not enough. It wasn't enough.
I didn't see it.
It wasn't enough.
Listen,
I just
let's move on.
I just felt it a little bit. So it wasn't.
Let's
It
move
wasn't
on.
like
This one's
it was kind of lame.
This one's aimed at Derek primarily, but I think everybody can answer. Although I don't have anything to say about this specifically. Mr. Hot Salsa. Mr. Hot Salsa wrote in. He says, "Hello, gentlemen. The question is mainly directed at Derek. You mentioned that you played the Mortal Kombat trilogy. Who did you main? I made Noob, Sailboat, and Cyrax.
Cybot.
Sailboat.
It's a sail.
Noob,
He wrote
Saibot.
Sailboat, but
it must have auto completed.
yeah, Noob, Sailboat, and
who else?
Cyrax. Cyrax
And Cyrax. Cyrax was
Yeah.
fucking whack.
Cyrax
I mean,
sucks.
I like Cyrax, but not. I would never main Cyrax. Sector, maining Sector Sector's a fucking piece of shit. Red robotic ninja from the Lin Kuei with all the missiles
with
and
the
shit.
dreads.
Yeah, with the dreads, I thought that was hilarious that they put dreads on a. But the whole thing is that this nigga turned himself into a cyborg for the Lin Kuei. That's the whole thing, I guess. But anyway,
So if I'm not mistaken, Noob is Bihan, right?
So Noob is, long story short, Bihan gets killed by Scorpion, but Noob was, which he shouldn't have been because Quan Chi was the one that actually killed Shirai Ryu. So then, with Quan Chi fucking resurrects his bitch ass and he turns into Noob Saibot and he just fucks shit up. And Noob Saibot is just Tobias Boone backwards. With Tobias Boone, which is, I think is Ed Boone's cousin or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Anyway,
so stupid. I'm so stupid.
What, you didn't know that?
I never knew that. I'm so
holy
dumb.
shit.
I'm so dumb. I've been following
awesome.
Mortal Kombat lore for a long time. Like, I don't really like Mortal Kombat games. I'm more of a Street Fighter person.
Yeah.
But I love Mortal Kombat lore. Like, I love that shit. Like, my man
it's
Unaga,
Unaga.
my favorite character ever. The fact that it's just a dragon dude walking around beating the dog shit out of people.
Yeah, which is actually Reptile is a part of him, which is this fucking lore. I don't want to get into lore now, but Mortal Kombat trilogy is the GOAT because it's just Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 on steroids, but for PS1, which I still go to my homie's house and we just play Mortal Kombat trilogy. That's pretty much all we do. Scorpion, Scorpion was my main. Like, I usually would just play Scorpion. Because I mean, Scorpion's the fucking GOAT, like always the GOAT. He is the treatment that he, obviously Ed Boon and everybody, NetherRealm Studios, he's the face of it, so he's always gonna have the best fucking treatment. But yeah, I've always Scorpion 100%. I also liked being Striker just because he was kind of cheap. He had some cheap tripping fucking thing.
I hate that Striker and fucking Sonya are just people.
Striker's gay as shit. He's a
Striker,
terrible...
Sonya, and for a long time Johnny were just people.
Yeah,
they were just people. There was nothing special about them. I was like, what do they do?
I mean, they gave Johnny Johnny. They finally gave him something now. He has the. I mean, he's always had the green glow. But they just made it be something now. Like, it actually means something now. Like, his people were basically god killers. They were like the repellent. Yeah. They were like the kryptonite of gods, essentially. That's what that green shit is.
But the fact that there was, like, he just threw green orbs and he did, like, the kick. You were like, why does he do that? And he was like, no clue. And I was like, is he like related to Nightwolf? Because Nightwolf has like similar powers.
Because
Like,
they
nope.
have the green. He has the
He's
green
like, no,
suit.
he's not really Nightwolf. He's just he's a person. And then fucking 20 years later, when I'm like 26, I'm like, oh, they're just built to kill gods. That's just how that works.
And they just gave him some shit. I mean, like, fair enough. I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, but Scorpion, that's main. I like Cabal's too. He's pretty badass.
Cabal. You like Cabal with his face?
Cabal. Yeah, it's fucking, he's all hot.
His face.
Just fucking, he takes off his mask and he makes you come immediately.
Yeah,
that's a great one.
Wow, you're a good-looking guy now. But then in
Dude,
a very few games, you're gonna be the opposite of that.
No, he's fucking,
I don't know, man. Like Mortal Kombat was like a big gap for me.
Yeah.
Like I never got into it. I think I played it a little bit, but like it always felt like, and even this extends to Injustice as like also, where
games.
where like I feel like in those games I feel like I never have the reach I expect out of a fighting game. Like for what like it never feels like my punches go far enough. It never feels like my kicks go far enough. And I don't know what the hell that is. Might just be like a personal thing because I'm more of a Tekken person, I think. Where like you can do some fucking nutty, like across the map dives and shit.
For me, Mortal Kombat's problem is that unlike Street Fighter, if you do the sequence, it happens, right? But for Mortal Kombat, you have to do one input, then the other input, then the other input, then the other input.
You have to wait for it. You have to wait for it to like register. You mean? You
have to pretty much string them along in a very proper sequence. Opposed to Street Fighter, it's like I do my medium target combo, I do my run, I input the freaking dragon kick, I'll do my kick over them, and then I'll show you kill them. Like it's pretty much like if you press the buttons, it'll buffering. There you go. I feel like Street Fighter's buffering system is much more strict than.
Buffering.
Mortal Kombat is more strict than Street Fighter's. That's what I've always felt.
That's the idea of like you could. As long as you press the buttons in the correct sequence, no matter at what speed, it'll like if you press all the right buttons, like let's say like double right, triangle, square, triangle, circle. If you do all of that within like the same second, regardless of whether or not the first punch is done animating, it will happen.
Yeah, that's about
versus like in certain games where it's like you have to like actually wait.
Yeah, more
some
like
amount of time for things
it's more
to
of a
actually
realistic
register.
feel.
Yeah,
it's like you're actually in like real time. My whole thing is I love the Mortal Kombat. I love the franchise and the lore and all that stuff. But I will say, as the modernized games, the NetherRealm games, because it's all about juggling and juggling was always a part of Mortal Kombat, but it wasn't the only thing, especially in the PS2 era. It was stringing along
Deadly
combos.
Alliance,
it was
like
cool. Like you had to be a little bit more skilled to string along combos than to just. And it's not even just the juggling; it's the animation. It looks kind of stupid. So when you pop somebody and then you're juggling them, you're basically at this point you're just kind of kicking their leg almost because they're in the air hovering and you're juggling them. And so your cool ass animations are kind of just barely tapping this person, kind of juggling. It looks kind of stupid. And so it kind of ruins a little bit of the immersion to me where, like, I get some parts of the juggle, that's going to happen. But, like, if you just look at, like, the most intricate combos, it's just juggling them, keeping them up in the air, and it just looks a little bit dumb. It looks a little bit stupid. Like you're wasting, like, all these sweet animations and this person's just, whoa, getting hit in the air. Like I'm like, I want, like, a Jade from Mortal Kombat 3. She would do these like 7 and 9 hit combos and she ain't even juggling. She's just whooping your ass with her staff and shit. And I'm like, this looks awesome. And it's shit like that where I know most people don't give a fuck. Most people, obviously Mortal Kombat's such a huge franchise, people don't care. That's just more of me growing up with like Street Fighter and Killer Instinct where you're just chaining shit and it looks fucking like sweet instead of just, kind of goofy.
Also, my last take about Mortal Kombat. My last take. People like them. I think they look cool. The X-rays look very cool. They look awesome. But after they happen, I'm like, how is this? I don't even want to play this anymore.
My thing.
It's like, yo, dude, you just pierced my lungs, pulled my spine out, made me eat my own dick and leg, like, and I'm supposed to keep fighting. Like, what is this? This is so silly.
They're all fatalities. And
it's ridiculous. It's supposed to
like, I understand it's for the gore. I understand it's for the gore, right? I get it. I get what it's there for. And they look awesome. They do look way cooler than like most interactions in fighting games, right? But like the fact that I'm getting up, my character gets up and keeps fighting. Like Katana put her fucking fans in my eyes. And then slit my throat, bro. Johnny Cage popped my nuts. My nuts aren't there anymore, dude.
You gotta fight. You gotta fight.
You gotta get up and you can fight. And it's like, this is so stupid. I don't want to play this anymore.
Well, I don't know. That's like anything though, really. You know, like it's
no, it's not. It's not like anything really, dude.
It is kind of, because
in
like you
Street
play
Fighter,
like
you get kicked, you get Hadouken, you get punched, you get uppercutted. You don't get
Call
your
of
throat slit.
No,
Chris.
but what I'm saying is, no, you're missing the point. My point is, like, you could play Call of Duty, right? You walk up to, like, an enemy and shoot him once point blank in the face with a handgun, and he just turns around and he's totally fine. Like, you need, like, a sniper rifle.
I understand that.
That's what I mean.
But in a fighting game where you don't respawn, they don't respawn in fighting games. Right, you shoot somebody a few times, and do they die, right? And then a new person falls from the ether into reality, But in Mortal Kombat, you're the same guy that just got his dick ripped off, his leg flung off his body, his spine taken and tied around his knees, and you get back up and you keep fighting that person. It's a bit ridiculous.
It's all a bit ridiculous. But
it's fun though. It is fun. It is cool. I just don't like him very much.
Yeah.
I do like seeing him though. I do like seeing freaking a Liu Kang kick someone in the chest so hard their chest breaks, and it's like, yo, that is out of pocket.
It is deeply unnecessary.
Anyway, they're pretty cool.
Triple Threat Last Man Standing match featuring the Benoit family wrote in.
Nice.
Whoa.
Says, hello, my sucking fuckable glorious kings. I'd like to ask, is there anything or anybody that you guys used to be a fan of, but their fan base alone caused you to dislike said thing, or at the very least like it a lot less? I don't have anything. I don't have. For me. So I don't have anything that prevented me from liking something entirely. But I think I've seen fandoms that have lowered the maximum ceiling of enjoyment that I am capable of feeling for that thing. If that makes sense. Like, I feel like anime is one of those things. Like, going to high school and seeing people do the fucking Naruto run in the high school with their fucking headbands and like twirl fake kunai knives and shit. Like, that's I knew from the second I saw that, I knew that, like, I could never let myself like anime as much as these people like them, because I wanted so deeply to not be a part of anything that they had going on. Like, I wanted so desperately to stay away. I wanted so desperately to stay away. And I still, like, appreciate some anime, but there's, like, certain things, if I feel myself, like, liking it too much, I'm like, nope. I put it down and I watch something else. Actually.
For me personally, it's crazy. I'd rather those kids that run around with the headbands and those fucking maniacs than the ones that, like, only have ever read anime, and you talk about a real book and they just say the most ignorant, wild shit about real books. And I'm just like, all right, man, I can't talk to you.
What do you mean? Like book club?
I can't. Like, I'm a fan of One Piece, right? But One Piece fans are psychopaths. They're crazy. As a One Piece fan, I've been watching that show since I was 7. So that is why I watch One Piece. It's been a part of my life longer than any woman that's not related to me. Like, I've been watching it since I was genuinely a kid. I've been a One Piece fan since I was a child, But I'm talking about One Piece, and I'm talking about, like, books like, I don't know, like Dune, or like other things with, like, fantastic world building. And these motherfuckers be like, the building and the world building in One Piece far outseeds everything in any sort of Western media. And I'm like, bro, have you ever read a book in your life? And they're like, I don't have to read a book. Anime sells so much. I was like, yeah, because anime is popular now. That doesn't invalidate how good it is. Anime is still, there's a lot of great anime, but like, One Piece is the peak of fiction. I'm like, all right, these guys are slow. These are slow-mos.
That's nuts. Yeah. One Piece. I don't know.
Not that it's not fantastic. One Piece is fantastic, and it's a work of art.
Yeah,
Will go down history for one of the best mangas of all time. Amazing world building. I would argue One Piece is probably one of the best mangas ever.
Did you see that weird thing where like people got angry at Hassan because he called Luffy a terrorist or something?
He is. He legitimately is, though. Like straight up, he actually is.
Yeah. It's weird. I'm noticing this. I don't know if it's a horseshoe theory situation or like people like going around the circle to the point where they're back at the beginning again. But like the idea of like there was a big boom of people really over politicizing certain things in like I would say like 2014 to 2017, that time period where people were like reading into things in ways that weren't necessarily like that didn't necessarily beget the content that they were analyzing. Like things like I remember like sexism in Destiny 2 was being analyzed because or Destiny 1 because men like male and female guardians had like different sitting animations and like things like that where it's like this is you're probably reading a little bit too into that's not what sexism is, right? And you know this kind of projection of politics onto things that didn't necessarily have them, and that was annoying. And it's gotten to the point where people can't even acknowledge obvious like objectively present political themes in media because the assumption is that it's being projected onto it, even when it's something as obvious as Luffy being a fucking freedom fighter, pirate, terror. Like it's clearly like
literally a terrorist.
There's clearly
to say Luffy's not a terrorist is crazy. To say this, I said I guess people conflate like
it's like arguing that BioShock isn't political or something. Where it's like, listen, there's a lot of things that aren't political in video games for sure, and there's a lot of like politics that are being like the whole like honestly like earnestly Resident Evil 5 taking place in Africa is not like a political thing. I really don't believe.
Is this a place? Is this a place it's at? They did it in Spain.
It's a setting.
They did it in
Africa,
Africa. You know,
right? But like that doesn't mean that like when you look at BioShock, it isn't political, or like when you look at One Piece, it isn't like clearly fucking. You could argue that Dragon Ball is fucking political. At least Dragon Ball, maybe not Dragon Ball Z. But like Dragon Ball's clear, maybe even Dragon Ball Z with fucking Frieza's like authoritarian fucking Hitler army. Like I mean, like there's a lot there, you know. The idea that you can't acknowledge that, otherwise it's like woke or something, is crazy.
No, Chris, I project myself on Luffy. Luffy reminds me of me because I want to be free. So you calling him a terrorist makes me realize that I have some terroristic ideas, and I don't like that, Chris. Don't do that.
I don't care, man. I thought the Saiyans were cool as shit, and they were literally just war creatures, like who fucking threw war.
Arbiter's my hero, and he's Space Hitler.
Yeah, literally. like let's relax. Fucking so
but yeah, dude, and that's also the thing. People that consider Luffy like my favorite character in One Piece is Luffy. Is like, yo, what? He's not even a character. He's an idea with feet. He's an ideal given form. He's just like a being. He's just like the idea of freedom, but as a person. That's it. That's why he's stupid. That's why he doesn't think about what he does. That's why he gets his brother fucking donut hold in front of him.
Yeah, I don't know.
I literally know absolutely nothing about One Piece.
Damn, dude. Good. Don't start it. Don't start it right now.
All I know is that he's a pirate and he regularly fights like the world government or something, which is like, I mean, yeah,
the world government.
He's probably a terrorist. Like,
and his brother is legitimately a part, like because every pirate's a terrorist because they're pirates.
It's like the people
by
who
nature
argue
pirates are terrorists.
Right. It's also it's like people who are.
No, a pirate is a terrorist. Well, somebody that's on the sea, a seafaring person that does certain things.
Well, do you know the definition of terrorism?
Yeah, but Luffy is straight up.
Like, I'm just saying politics are infused in terrorism.
Right.
You are terrorizing people for political demands. And
is that what terrorism is every time?
Yes. Well, that is the definition of terrorism. So
that's
why domestic terrorism,
it's terrorism
with undertones.
Yeah, with a political
I'm just saying some pirates are just
goal.
stealing shit. Some pirates are just stealing shit. They just want
Luffy's
have
trying
a
to be
life of crime.
Luffy's literally trying to be king.
I don't know anything about this person, but I'm just saying that like pirates in general aren't just terrorists because there's niggas that just want to steal shit. They just like, I don't want to. It's much easier to just steal your shit than to work and have an honest to God living, and so which sometimes sounds kind of good, man. I've been rewatching Breaking Bad, and I'm just like, man,
did you pirate it?
You know, just doing like, just illegal shit, man.
Oh, wow! I didn't know if it always had to be for political means, but I guess in every context it has been. Yeah.
The issue with that is that political means are so nebulous. Like you could argue just the very act of being like, fuck the system. I don't want to fucking exist in a system where I got to pay for shit. Let me take it. Like you could argue that that's inherently like a political stance, which it is, but it's also like, it's not the same as like, I want to be fucking, king of this, there's different degrees, I guess.
I couldn't go that far because it's just that even the word itself, terror. Like when you are terrorizing people for something. Now, like, if you are, obviously, you can terrorize somebody if you're a pirate. Obviously, you board them. They often do horrible things and rape them, and it can't. So I guess it just depends, because it totally depends on. But whoever the guy you're talking about, if he's actively speaking out against the world government, you say.
He's literally killing policemen.
A fucking terrorist.
He kills cops constantly.
Sounds
like
funny.
it's. I don't know,
sounds
man.
pretty base to me. What the fuck? What's the problem?
He's a good dude, man. Luffy's pretty cool. he's a psychopath like every other main shonen anime character. He doesn't really think about other people's feelings, but he's out here punching cops in the face. Fuck with it, dude.
Does the government are they like the nebulous, nefarious like bad guy?
Because they're led by a bunch of higher factor people who don't choose to do the right by the people that live with them. Which is obviously political. It is. Okay. It is 100%.
But that's the thing too. It's like that. I mean, there's that classic like, one man's terrorist is another man's like freedom fighter. It's kind of like the people who
freedom
like
fighter. Yeah.
It's the kind of, it's like how people refuse to acknowledge that like the rebellion in Star Wars are terrorists. Like they are, like straight up. Like they are.
Technically, yes. Technically.
They blow up a space station.
There is an established order.
They blow up a giant space station full of like genuinely innocent, like they're innocent people.
I wouldn't say genuine innocent. I would say people that were just doing their jobs.
That's what I.
Innocent.
I
wouldn't go as far to say innocent.
There's a blurred line. But dude, wasn't there like? It
is a little blurred.
The size of the Death Star like this
is huge. Yes,
the size of the Death Star, it's so large that you kind of have to assume that there are a lot of people on the Death Star that have
at
nothing
least 10,000.
Really
I would say.
Like there's probably like
at
classrooms. There's probably like classrooms in the Death Star. You know what I mean?
No, there weren't. There were no kids there. Don't try to humanize them more.
How do you know?
Because I know. I've absorbed so much Star Wars. It was no kids. Palpatine wouldn't have kids on a Death Star. He'd be like, "Ew, I'm gonna eat them."
How do you know? It's perfect for indoctrination and stuff like that. Why not?
No, you indoctrinate them on the bases. The Death Star people are working. You indoctrinate them on the planets that they go.
How many people would you say were on the Death Star? How many people do you think?
Let me Google how many people on the Death Star.
Yeah, let's see. But anyway, the point is, it's like, look, I understand that there was a point in time where like people were like projecting really stupid politics onto things, but it doesn't mean that that things aren't. It doesn't mean like every single political. Yeah, it's fine to acknowledge that he wasn't even saying anything bad about what he was just literally being like, yeah, I mean, Luffy's a terrorist, like clearly, and everybody got like bent out of shape because it's like, oh, this fucking woke politics is not what Luffy. And it's like, no, dude, it is. It's fine, and that's okay. Like, it's not a big fucking deal. Like, that's most protagonists in a lot of these shows. Like, Goku was going around destroying the Red Ribbon Army like it was fucking nothing. Probably people in the Red Ribbon Army probably just trying to go home to see their fucking kids are gone because Goku came and fucking smashed their heads to pieces with a stick that magically grew when he told it to. Let's just fucking.
You're lying.
What, you got
You're
an
lying. You're lying.
Were there
You're lying.
I said 10K. I said 10K. What do you got?
What was it? What was
it's got to be way worse than that.
Easily millions.
It's close to 2 million people on the Death Star, bro.
So it was a fucking colony.
Luke Skywalker killed 2 million people.
According to the Death Star lore, there were over
so why was Obi-Wan all mad?
65,231 people died on the Death Star 1, split between stormtroopers, Imperial guards, and passengers. Motherfucker. That's the body count of the century, dude. He should have hit level 20 instantly.
That is so fucking
Dang, at
nuts.
level 20, he's like, well, I can do all these things now.
So I guess the reason why is
That's
kind
a
of
third
like,
of a Holocaust. That's
how
fucking
people don't really have people don't really have any sympathy for the
Nazis.
just
I mean,
following order Nazis. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right.
So it's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
why it wasn't even discussed.
Holy shit,
Who
that's
cares?
a lot. Yo, holy fuck.
I
that's
told
a
you, man.
lot.
Luke Skywalker
what
is
are
a
they gonna
fucking...
do?
Whoa, I never thought that many. I thought like maybe like 200.
We're gonna have like the Death Star trials, and they were gonna just following orders. Nah, just kill him. Sorry,
You thought
gotta
it was
go.
just 200?
They're just cut.
Yo, the Force,
I was
man.
thinking
The
like
Force
10
helped him do. He used the Force to do it too. The Living
that's
Force would have been like,
crazy.
"Hey, yo, my nigga, chill. That's a
I
lot."
know it's big, but it's like
It was the size of a
people?
moon.
And it's like how many people do you need to operate that thing? Where I was thinking just like tens of thousands a range because it seems like it was a fucking colony. Like this
Well,
was
Derek,
actually
think of the size of the moon, but think
No,
of it.
I know
Imagine
this-
it
the
hollowed
moon
out as
is-
a working thing.
understandable. What is the purpose of the Death Star? I guess.
It was a weapon.
Well, you don't need that many people to operate a weapon.
Maybe not. Maybe not to operate it, but to keep it.
It's a dual...
Keep it
it's
working
a,
correctly.
the way that I think about it...
so inconvenient.
No, yeah, it's bad.
Yeah,
It's
but I mean,
really-
Well,
what's
he
even
can
crazier...
control the whole
smaller-
entire greater galaxy. You know, like
What's
Yeah.
even
in
what's
Star
even
Wars,
crazier?
there's hundreds of uninhabitable planets.
Wait, hold on.
Thousands even.
What's even crazier about it to me is that like this is a society where they can build robots that have basically like sentient. Like they didn't need that many human beings on the fucking Death Star to operate that thing. They could have
is
just
so
had a
Robots
lot
in
of
Star Wars
robots.
manufacture a lot, malfunction.
I
a lot.
understand. But like, yeah, I assume it's kind of like a dual purpose kind of thing where it's like, it is a weapon, but it's like a Halo ring actually, like straight up where it's like, it's a weapon,
Assuming, yeah.
but it also functions as like a place for people to live. Cause there are people living on the Death Star unquestionably. Like
If you
easily.
have 2
There's
million,
probably-
that's a colony for sure. You got 2
Yeah.
million motherfuckers on there.
they killed
That is so
Luke
funny.
Skywalker killed 2 million people in like
with
fucking
just,
10
with just
seconds.
Fucking
That's
with 2 little
Holy
balls. This little.
That's such a stupid shot, dude.
It's so the way that it does that. Like I
was
hate
like,
it.
yo.
I hate it so much.
it's so dumb.
I was like,
yeah.
use the Force, Luke. It's like,
I hate fucking Star Wars Episode 4. I don't like it at all.
I like Episode 4. I like Episode 4 until the end.
I just
yeah.
dude,
Actually, no, I like
when-
everything but him blowing up the Death Star. Actually, I think
when
everything about this movie is cool.
When Obi-Wan and Darth Vader have their little encounter, I check out immediately.
It's a
Dude,
bad
It's
encounter.
too
you know what's
much.
crazy? They could remake that movie, and it would be so lit if they did it,
would be
right.
pretty dope.
They,
Did you
if
see that?
if they did that movie right, bro, that scene could be fire.
Did you see that guy
bro.
that like I don't think he ever released it, but he made a trailer, and I think I don't know if he abandoned the project, but he redid that scene, and just the little few seconds that he showed, it was the fucking coolest shit ever. I'm gonna pull it up in the meantime and then show you
So
if you've
fire,
seen this.
dude.
Right.
It could be so fire. But the thing is that even if that movie is good, no one will admit it's good. So like it's too late. Like it is too late for that franchise.
I don't know, dude.
If Andor was genuinely some of the best storytelling I have seen in modern television. Like it is a great storytelling. People were still saying it was dog shit and trash, and I'm just like, they can't. It's too late now. They just gotta stop. They just gotta stop making Star Wars content.
I know
'Cause no matter
Ken-
what, people are gonna be like, it sucks.
I know Ken Levine likes it, which is interesting, which piqued my interest because I was like, okay, if that dude thinks it's good, I'll probably check it out. But
There's no way anymore. It's too late. It's too late now. People don't like Disney because it's a mega corporation, and they don't like the MCU because the MCU's gone on too long, and it's a part of Disney's mega corporation, and Cape stuff became everything. Everything for the last 6 years.
People don't.
No,
like
there's a
the
lot of
MCU.
things that go into it why they don't like it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I think people don't like it anymore because it just genuinely does feel aimless and pointless.
The quality is definitely less, 100%. But even if the quality was still good, plenty of people complain about the fact. Like, it's like think of it like this: the amount of people that hate the MCU, there are way more people that like it because that's why they still make so much money every time they make a movie. Like we are still the people that don't like it are still the minority. We are still the minority, right? But no matter what happens, the minority that hates is always going to be louder than the majority that likes. That's how it works.
I guess, yeah.
That's how things work on the internet, right? But even if something is objectively good, you will still hear a bunch of. I've heard so much bad about Andor. I've heard so much bad. That new Tom Holland show, what you call it, the Garden Door, something like that. People shitting on that show. That show's amazing. Tom is fantastic in it.
I haven't seen it.
The Guarded Door thing is what it's called. I watched like 3 episodes of it, and I was like, "This is great."
Something like that. I mean, people. I
it's
feel like
too
people
late.
were pretty.
It's just too late now.
I feel like people were pretty warm on or pretty happy about Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw next to no bad press about it, like that new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah,
I think most people I saw liked
that thing. I agree. I didn't like it that much. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was a fun movie, but I don't think it was very good.
I liked it.
That's crazy.
It was very
it's like probably the only.
It's
like one of the only good movies that I've seen out of the MCU in a while.
Yeah,
I would say it was the best one since Endgame.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I liked Infinity War more than Endgame.
Yeah, well, Infinity War's a better movie.
Yeah,
but it was the best one since that period.
Okay, I got you. Yeah,
but people just no matter what it is, man. Like it's.
Well, look I feel like people just like. People, there's some people are just stubborn as fuck. But if a story is, ancient cultures knew what the story structure was, or they understood it. As long as you follow that, you're probably gonna have a decent product. And I feel like the problem is usually people trying to go outside the box and do all this weird shit, and then people get kind of like, "Well, what are you doing?" Even Spider-Verse, right? I don't know how people could not like that movie. As a film, as someone who's like a very, very amateur writer, and I've watched a bunch of movies, disliking that movie seems nearly impossible to me. Unless you just genuinely don't like superheroes, girls, or people of color or Hispanic people. Like, I don't know how you could not like that movie. I feel like the people not into superheroes, I understand that.
Like one of our friends, Mark English, right? Mark, he knows writing.
Yeah.
Tearing that movie apart. I'm like, bro, how could you hate this movie so much?
He doesn't like cape shit, really. Which is fair. Like, if you don't like
I understand
stuff,
not liking
like,
cape shit. Yeah. I understand liking cape shit, but a good movie's a good film, You could not like cape shit and still appreciate how good Unbreakable is. That's a great fucking movie. No matter what you think. It's like, that's a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just like how is I don't. It's too late. I think it's just too late to make things in this genre.
Well, I don't know. People have. To me, it's like I can't personally fathom why people like most turn-based RPGs. Like I really can't fathom it. Like it makes less than 0 sense to me. Like why anybody would enjoy those. And so to me, it's like those are clearly just not for me at all. Like those are clearly not. Yeah. And the thing about it is, like, you're less likely to hear an opinion like that from me in any real serious way, because I'm not really going to sit down with a JRPG for 60 hours. As opposed to a movie that I probably, like, if I see a movie and I'm like, or if I see like an advertisement for a movie and I'm like, I'm probably not going to like that, I'm probably more often than not going to check it out anyway, because the time investment that it requires of me is so profoundly low in comparison. And so, like, you're going to have a lot of people watching movies who, like, hate it because what's being asked of them to check it out is worth the potential of, like, maybe not liking it. I think that's kind of what it is.
I understand that to a degree, right? But what I think is, like, at a certain point, there's almost objectivity. Not exactly, but there's almost objectivity in this world, right?
I don't think you could. Honestly, I don't
almost,
think you.
Not exactly.
What I'm saying is,
what you're looking for is consensus.
Yeah,
right. I don't think you could make the case that new Spider-Verse is objectively good. I don't think you could really.
I think it's not nearly. It's not. It's nearly objective. Like that's a good movie.
It's good.
I would say I understand what you're saying. Actually, I think there's a lot of things that are like say something as simple as, if you're a man, you would say, like, getting just getting sucked on, just getting gawked on, is like an objectively positive thing, unless you are someone who doesn't like oral sex.
Genuinely does not like it, right?
Like if you're somebody like that who doesn't like oral sex, which there are people out there that are like that.
And there are abnormalities.
So
I agree with that.
yeah, there's always these anomalies. So objectivity is a thing. It's always hard to argue that, but it's always, you just say the overwhelming consensus. If you want to shut somebody up who's always, technical, you don't use objectivity, and then you just say the overwhelming consensus, and then you can't argue with that because that is just true.
It's like people. It's like the idea of like more often than not, sweet things are gonna be liked by humans, right? That's just how it is. We like sugar because it helps us have energy quickly. We can burn it quickly.
People that don't like sweet shit, I don't trust them. I don't
it's
trust
easy,
like that, bro.
But then there's people that are like, I don't like it. It's like, but you can admit that something is good even if you don't like it. That is what I find so hard. Some people just can't, or most people can't do that.
That is fucking totally ego. That's totally ego.
And that's
people can't get outside of themselves.
It's like, how will people do stuff like I don't like what is it? Let me be very, I really don't like very much, but I can admit it's K-pop, right? I don't like K-pop, right? But it's still pop music. So it still hits those 4/4s, and at a certain moment it could sound pretty good to me, It's nigh objective because music is a science,
The issue
There's
is
a degree of it that, like, as much as we want it to not be, it is.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that sounds pretty decent.
It's impossible to tell, though, because I don't know, man. There's like so many. Dude, The Flash is so bad. Like, The Flash is such a terrible movie. I couldn't. Yeah, it's on streaming now.
Really?
So I was like, out of curiosity, I was like,
I saw it too. I saw it too.
I didn't know. I didn't know it was streaming. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
Like, I really couldn't believe like what I was seeing in a lot of ways, and I was just like, wow.
Have you seen
people
Batman
were
vs.
swearing
Superman?
by this movie? What?
Have you seen Batman vs. Superman?
Yeah.
How would you compare it to that? Because I'm just trying to get a gauge.
I think.
What do you think was better?
I mean, it's a worse movie, for sure.
It's
a worse movie.
Okay.
It's more entertaining. It's more entertaining because you know what it is. It's like Flash is like. It reminds me of Amazing Spider-Man 2 in the sense that there's just like a lot of scenes that are like kind of cool, but they're thrown together in a way that sucks. And also like it doesn't help that Ezra Miller just is so unlikable. It's like he's the main character. He's the main character of that movie twice because there's two of him. There's like multiple.
He was
of
the
him.
reason why I didn't see it in the theater. I was just like, I ain't fucking.
It's and then there's the distasteful CG of like dead people and all that stuff. It's like, all right, that's kind of weird, and I don't know.
Shit happens. I don't care about that.
Yeah, it's awkward.
They should have. They should have asked the families first.
Well, the thing about it is that like it doesn't add anything.
Stance.
Like there was no reason why that. I got to the point where those cameos showed up, and I was like, wow, they straight up didn't even need these.
Well, it was to show the fact that the worlds are converging. That's all it was, and it was like. Yeah. That
I'm gonna watch it tonight though. I didn't know it was streaming.
For me, like I think it was a fun movie. I don't think that movie was good. I gotta admit though, Michael Keaton as Batman again was amazing. That was dope to see.
Yeah, that looked. I mean, that's pretty much the only reason I gave it. Well,
it was dope to see him as Batman again. I had a ball seeing his Batman.
That's kind of the only reason I wanted. I was
like,
this is dope.
I love seeing because he was the first Batman we all saw live action.
Yeah, but it reminded me of Space Jam. It just like it felt really like not
really.
Yeah,
there's no way it felt like that. No,
I got connections to that character. That's why
that was the first superhero movie I ever saw was Batman with Keaton, and I remember like, oh, cool, I like Batman, but like, dude, he's so old. He is so old, and seeing him
like what?
Seeing him in a context like this, It felt like in Space Jam 2 when the Clockwork Orange rapists are just watching the Looney Tunes play basketball, where it's just like these don't like he doesn't. Dude. Michael Keaton's Batman doesn't belong
I'm not feeling the same as you.
Like Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman doesn't belong in a scenario like this. Anything. And I felt somewhat similarly seeing Tobey Maguire in No Way Home. Quite frankly, where it's like this feels a little. It's. I get what you're doing. cool. It's the whole premise of the movie. Whatever, that's fine. But the fact that it's, and maybe if this was like some kind of Batman multiverse movie, it would have made a little bit more, I don't know, it would have fit in a little bit more. But the fact that it's like a Flash movie and then just here's arbitrarily like Michael Keaton's Batman, it's just like, and also, look, man, what they do with him is just fucking, I don't know, man.
No, he has
I'm
some
not
really
gonna spoil
cool
it.
moments.
I'm not going to spoil it. There's
He has some really dope moments.
his exit from the movie left me fucking dumbfounded.
His exit wasn't very great.
I remember being like, I can't believe they did this. But like, look, it's worth a watch just from the spectacle of just like what the fuck is going on. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very Amazing Spider-Man 2 to me.
I'm excited to watch it more now because I heard good things.
You'll have a fun time. You'll have a fun time, but you won't remember anything about it. I like it.
Look,
it
was probably. Is it? Did you watch Wonder Woman 1984?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did.
You see that? Yeah, was it like that? Because that shit was probably the definition of a mid superhero movie to me.
It's pretty bad. They really wasted.
It was so boring. It was so boring that I don't even care. It was so boring.
Pascal.
I wish it was bad.
They completely wasted
everything.
Pedro Pascal in that movie. Like
That
they wasted
shit was-
everything, and then they made Wonder Woman like kind of a rapist,
Yeah,
like
that
a
was
really
awesome.
weird in a really
That
weird
was
way.
awesome. Piece of
Like
shit.
I don't know.
That was sick.
Anyway,
I'd let
let's move
her
on.
take my body and kiss me a bunch without my permission.
Let's get some more questions.
I'd
Lil
let
Company
her
Credit.
fucking me.
What is this guy's name? Lil Company Credit Card Ronnie says, "Do you think a video game campaign can ever be too long? If so, what's a good example?" Yes,
Of course. What the hell?
easily.
Of course.
I think, in fact, this is the main problem with games right now, is that they're too fucking long and they have no respect for your time.
Depends on the game we're playing. Depends on the game you're playing.
Yeah.
Some games, like if you're playing a game like playing CRPGs, right? You get into CRPG, you know what you're doing. You know you're sitting down, you're giving that 85 hours of your life.
That's a game that should be long, yeah.
That's what you're doing. You're playing a really serious RPG. If you're playing a Assassin's Creed game that's 40 hours long, story-wise, that's not how that should be. You know, RPGs have because they're telling a story, so they need to be as long as they are. But if you're playing a shooting game with a 45-hour fucking story, what's going on here?
Yeah, it's
deeply a shooting game can't tell me a story that's that good. They can't.
Yeah.
I'm shooting people.
I think all of the original Halo games, ODST and Reach included, I think maybe they scratch about 30 hours combined. Maybe
30,
a little
I
bit
think,
more.
yeah.
Maybe 40 at the max. And like that's perfectly fine. Like Halo 3 is like 6 hours and it's the perfect length for it.
Halo 3 is long, actually, in fact, compared to most of the other ones.
Well, Halo 2 is long as fuck. Halo 2 is
15?
Halo 2 is like 6. Halo 2 is 15 levels, which is 5 more than normal. So it's probably about like 12 to 15, maybe a little bit less, maybe like 10, no lower than 10 probably, unless you're like trying to really fucking speed run it and blast through all the cutscenes. But like you don't need. I personally like I just don't need that. Like when I was honestly like, and these are games that I like, by the way. Red Dead Redemption 2 is amazing. It's also fucking too long.
I just need a car, dude. That's all.
long.
I just need a car. I just need a car on the fucking map. It would
Just
cut the
need a
time
car.
exponentially because it's all of that fucking horse riding.
You don't ride the horse and then just look at the scenery.
So I actually literally am right. I was playing last night because now that I upgraded my PC, I was like, oh, I can run it because it looked like shit on my old PC. Like Red Dead 2 looks so fucking bad, and so now I'm like, oh, I'm playing it as intended. So I've been like fucking with some legendary animals or whatever. So it's nice, but then I was like, I need to get back to camp so I can do my next mission. It took me like 15 minutes to get back. And I was like, I wasn't near, because I'm early in the game to where a lot of shit isn't.
You don't have the chariots yet. Not chariots yet.
the
The carts.
stagecoach.
Yeah, a lot of
stagecoach.
shit. And I was just like, this is torture where I'm just trying to get to the next thing.
You gotta get in the mindset. You gotta get in the mindset of like, this is a cowboy simulator, and it's going to take me a long time to do certain things.
Yeah.
and then you'll like it a lot, or it'll be less frustrating. But like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
There's the last 6 hours of that game.
My PC making so much noise.
The last 6 hours of Red Dead Redemption 2 is like unnecessary. Like it's cool. It's nice that it's there. Like they could have easily gotten away with like milking that for DLC or something. Like they
Is
could
that
have been
when you're
like
John Marston?
yeah.
Okay.
There's like
The prologue?
the epilogue.
That could have been DLC. Yeah.
Is that a spoiler? I didn't want to.
I mean,
It's not a
dude,
spoiler.
this
It came
game's
out
been out for how many
5
fucking
years
years?
ago,
It came
bro.
out
Shut up.
Yeah, but it's
2018.
yeah, but it's a good. I don't know. Anyway, regardless,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's a
Yeah.
good game, but like those last 6 hours are like this could have been DLC or this could have been like an additional. This didn't need to be part of the main game, and it was kind of. I don't know. It was kind of
what they did
bothersome to me.
what they did in the first one was like much shorter. When you're Jack,
Yeah.
like it was much shorter. At
Well,
the
the
end you're
Jack one was a single mission.
games.
You know?
Well,
That's what I
the thing,
mean,
too.
and I think that's
the
fine.
that's the thing too about like games back then. I feel like, and this has only come to light recently to me, or it's been like very clearly shown to me because of all the remakes from around that period of time that have been out. Where like you have Dead Space, you have Resident Evil 4, these like Destroy All Humans remakes and stuff. Like, dude, those games were like 10 to 15 hours max. And they were perfectly paced, like literally, like absolutely, like delicious, perfect meal, like didn't overstay its welcome, didn't end too early, like absolutely like pristine pacing. Dead Space 1 I can't recommend enough. Resident Evil 4 highly recommended. It's just like it's the perfect amount of time. And now it feels like because games are so expensive, they need to justify themselves to the player, and so like there's a lot of like I'm playing Final Fantasy 16 right now, right? Which is an RPG, and like I get it, right? It's supposed to be long, but there are some of these side quests, man, are so fucking unabashedly there to pad the game out.
They're
that
so boring sometimes.
They're
man.
so fucking boring, and
Some of
even
them are
some main
so
quests,
boring.
even some of the main story missions that are like necessary to continue like the main story are just redress side quests where it's like go collect dirt from this field and bring it back to
But
me.
what makes it crazy
this fucking
is that
blows.
the icon battles in that game are fucking out of this world, bro. Like
Yeah,
the
the boss
icon
battles are cool.
are like what the? Because the icon battles, it pretty much takes you through an area. You're kind of on like rails, and you go and you fight through the area. You fight like a mini boss, and
It's
you fight
pure
the final
spectacle.
boss.
It's pure
Yeah.
spectacle. It's really fucking cool. It's like giant kaiju shit. It's fucking dope. But like the time in between those are so like some of it's like really fucking grueling, man. And you know, I had that problem with Red Dead. I had that problem with Death Stranding as well. Like I love Death Stranding. That game's too long. Like straight up. It's about 6 to 10 hours too long. Didn't need to be as
I
long
would
as
just
it
love streamlined versions of that shit. That's why I love that. Particularly, there's some things like when we talk about Red Dead or some travel timer, a lot of things like that. On PC, you can install like a trainer that allow you to teleport on any part of the map and
Yeah.
really just get the lead out. I love because especially if you played it already. If you're somebody who's replaying something again, which
Oh, yeah.
I love to play something twice at least. And then I'm like, all right, I need to skip a lot of this shit. I got
sure,
lucky
yeah.
that my playthrough on PC, because I was like, oh my god, I don't want to do the intro to Red Dead 2. I don't want to do it. But luckily, I went through the intro already the last time I played it, which was years ago. So I was so fucking happy that I just immediately started in chapter 2, and I was like, this is so great, because I just remember how painful that was. The snow, that whole fucking intro is so painful to get through.
It's very slow.
It's a rough. I
It's
played it
very
recently.
slow.
It's not as long as I remember it being.
Oh, yeah?
Because the first time you go through it, it's grueling because you just want to get to like.
You just want yeah.
You know what it
Then you
reminds
gotta
me
go
of?
find
It
John,
reminds
right?
me. It really does remind me of Hateful Eight. Like not only the aesthetic of it, but just actually like how I felt going through it. Because like the first time I watched Hateful Eight, I was like, this is so slow. What the fuck? This is such a nightmare. And then the second time I went through it, I was like, oh, this is a great movie because I know like what to expect and I know how long certain things are. That's how I
Gotcha.
felt about the beginning of Red Dead 2 as well. But like, yeah, it's you know, if I'm playing Red Dead 2 again, I don't want to go through the snow again. Like I don't want that. I don't need that. And I don't know, man. I've just been playing a lot of older games, and I just find them so more respectful of your like Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Even Arkham City as an open world game is like pretty fucking long.
perfect.
Dude, Grand Theft Auto 4 is I think 30 hours, and that's a pretty long game for that time. Like 30 hours for a Grand Theft Auto game it's so funny because now it's like Red Dead 2 is like what, like 80, I think, like 50 to 80. So like
Red Dead 2 is a long fucking time, man.
It's a long
I remember playing that
fucking game.
I played that game a whole until Christmas time, and I was like, this game, but it also captured me.
Last of Us is a great example too, where Last of Us 1 I thought was perfectly paced. I didn't love the Last of Us 1, but Last of Us 1 was like it stayed for exactly as long as it needed to. Same thing with Uncharted and Uncharted 2 and those Naughty Dog games. I played like The Last of Us 2 though is easily like 7 hours too long. Like it runs out of new things to teach you like very, very quickly, or at least halfway through. And I remember getting to the 15-hour mark and being like, God damn, I still have 15 hours left to this. Damn. Like the first game was over by now, dude.
Where's my head, Ellie?
It's where's my head?
Ellie, why's my face black?
And by the way, that's a sentiment that like Colin and I talk about it sometimes too, where it's like even Colin loves The Last of Us Part 2. It's probably like his game of like all time, but like even he's like, yeah, it's 7 hours too long. Like it didn't need to be that long, which to me is like obviously.
Why is that his favorite game then? What the hell?
I feel the same way about Death Stranding and Red Dead. You know what I mean? Where it's like those, I adore those games, but like. Yeah. Easily,
I do, but I would not even, because me, I'm like, okay, my favorite game I've replayed a bunch of times. I'm barely working on my second playthrough of Red Dead 2. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, but I can play this game like every 5 years. That's how it's basically going to be.
Yeah,
I still can't play Red Dead 2.
What I mean.
I did too much. So it got to the point in Red Dead 2 where I was getting tired of looking at things to do, because I was just doing side missions all the time, and now I'm just like, it's like similar to Witcher. Witcher 3, I can't play that game again. I'm done.
That's what I mean. There are certain games that are just too fucking, and maybe that's, and those games are good for that. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, fine. Like there's some games that like maybe necessitate that. Like Red Dead 2, I firmly believe, like those last couple hours as John Marston are unnecessary, but I actually do think like that's a game that justifies at least like 50 hours out of it. You know, like because it sells it. It sells it. Death Stranding is one that I feel kind of similarly about. Like that last long stretch was fucking annoying, but like fair enough. But I don't know, man. Things don't feel as tight as even, dude. I'm playing Metal Gear Solid. I'm playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 at the same time. And both of them, I feel like, are just like so much better paced than stuff that's out now. Like, even God of War Ragnarok, like where like I liked God of War Ragnarok, but like the pacing of that game was really fucking questionable.
It would just speed up sometimes.
It was interesting. It was that game. I definitely didn't. Even a guy that I watched, Captain Cuba, who all he makes is God of War content. Even he was like, "Shit, man, I've been hyping this game to the fucking moon," and I was pretty underwhelmed. He played it a couple of times, and he was like, it was good, don't get me wrong, but I kind of expected better. And I was like, that's why I went to watch. I was like, I got to get this guy's take, because why do I feel empty? Like, I feel something feels off about this.
I actually really liked it, but like I also wasn't hyped about it. Like I was kind of very much like, this is probably going to be more of the same. And it totally was. And so and there are certain aspects of it that I was like,
it was so, like, for it wrapping up this fucking pantheon, I was like, that's it? That's what really, I was like, I didn't like how even the final war, Ragnarok felt so fucking underwhelming. You know what felt more epic? Fighting the fucking dragon, Baldur's Dragon, in the first one in 2018. That scene felt more epic than like anything I really did in Ragnarok, because I didn't feel. I was like, God of War's always been about this fucking crazy fucking fight scenes. Like, we just think about fighting the Colossus in number 2. Number 3, fighting fucking, like you're on Gaia and you're fighting like, Poseidon and shit. Like some
Final Fantasy.
There's like always some.
Dude, the new Final Fantasy
like something like
is just full of that shit. Like the boss fights in that game are like nuts.
I need to. My thing is, and you talk about I can't believe I'm playing Red Dead 2 right now, because I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna have time to do this? Because it's the only reason I haven't played the Final Fantasy games. I bought 15 a long time ago, but I never beat it because
15 sucks.
Does it?
15? I mean, did you get the complete edition?
No, I bought something. I was actually thinking about getting the Windows edition or whatever. because I think it's like $15 or something.
The complete
Let's
edition
play it
is
on
good.
here.
The main story, it's just
Yeah.
Nomura not knowing what the fuck he's doing.
I'll just mod it, make everyone naked. It'll be good. I'll enjoy it.
You'll have a good time.
Yeah.
All right,
You'll figure it out.
let's move on. What?
El Homo.
El Fuerte.
El que lo lea es puto. Okay.
Damn, I was close.
Jeez. Hello, Timon, Pumbaa, and Simba. What is your favorite impression you or your co-hosts have done? For me, it's Chris yelling, "You've got a nice pussy" as Gilbert Godfrey. Absolutely killed me. I actually straight up don't remember this.
I
don't
kinda
remember
that.
I don't remember ever
Your
doing
Joe
a fucking
Biden
Gilbert
impression that time was fucking gold, bro.
Oh, that was
got
on the
it.
Twitter trash, right? Like ages ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
That was a
you,
fun one.
You got a good Biden.
I think.
Something about spider hands or something. I remember. He said something about spider
Oh yeah,
hands.
something yams or something.
Yams or something.
I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah.
I have such a shitty memory. But like
I don't know.
the most recent one that I remember having the most fun with was like literally in the last episode with
Yeah.
fucking
the
Al
Al
Bundy.
Bundy was so fucking
Like-
good.
I like especially like you as his wife is like, that's fucking mean, Al.
And then you're like, I'm just being honest. Like, honesty is the cornerstone of a relationship.
That's so fucking crazy.
Dude, the simple fact that you could say something so vapid to someone you love is crazy, dude.
You gotta be honest, man.
Gotta be honest, Peg. That was great. I really enjoyed the little arc of the. For a while we kept mentioning Gears. It kept coming back to
Dom yeah.
and Marcus. Like it kept coming back to them. Whatever the fuck we were talking about somehow.
I'm squirting.
The squirting, the squirting. Maria.
Maria, I'm squirting.
How come he didn't
Dom, I'm squirting as Marcus Phoenix is pretty.
That's
It is pretty fucking perfect. Oh man. All right.
They're sinking cities with your mom.
They're sinking the city with my squirt.
They're sinking cities with a giant sperm.
One giant.
If I saw a giant sperm, I would have the most questions. Like, yo, it's the size of a blimp.
Oh
That's
man.
one sperm.
Let's see. IMAX and Climax wrote in. He says, "Greetings, Snark Crew. Longtime listener, mostly of Chris and Derek. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom lately. Why is Zelda's combat so bad? How do you feel, Kingston?
Wait, Tears of the Kingdom?
Yeah. Do you think the combat's bad?
No, it's basic, but it's not bad.
I feel
I'm
like
gonna go
it,
for say bad.
it reminds me of like Metal Gear. Or like not Metal Gear, but like Metal Gear Solid 5 specifically, where it's like I would say the combat is clunky and kind of simple, but I don't know. There's shit that I've seen people do in that game that blow my fucking mind. So I'm left to believe that like it's not necessarily the combat that's bad. It's just that it's so.
The button layout is weird.
You have to be
That's
like
a Nintendo
really
game.
creative. You have to be like really creative with it to get the maximum amount of efficiency out of it, and I just don't have that ability. Personally.
Did somebody mod this, or does Link actually have balls?
He has
like-
balls in the game.
Yeah, that's like what?
Yeah. And they grow and shrink depending on the temperature that he's in.
All right, see now I don't. Okay, all right. I just saw Link fall, and then there was like a shot from behind, and like
His
he has
testicles.
a
Yeah.
ball
His-
that's
his-
actually like that is that.
his
has
white
animation.
hairy elven testicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just dangling in the breeze. And there's a weather system in the game. It's like, and if you get cold, like they shrivel up. They go up to the body, and then like in the warmer temperatures they droop really
That's
low.
I do that, and
level,
I wipe the color off my head. I use my forehead is white because I fucking scrub the color off of it. It's like somebody
That
just
would be
cleaned the
fucking
fucking
crazy.
stuff.
Imagine.
Finally.
So I went to a spa the other day.
Really?
The Korean spa. I've never
the
been to one.
fuck?
Like my friends and my friends were like, we should go to the spa. I was like, the spa, and they were like, yeah, you never relaxed before, and I was like, no, actually. So like,
never.
so I was like, yeah, I'll go to the spa, and there are these rooms. It's like just basically a bunch of saunas, right? And you go in, like they're different temperatures. We went into this 210 degree sauna.
Oh,
where you're just
lovely.
sitting in there. and it's so fucking warm that like you get the feeling that you could sweat your color out somehow. Like it really does feel like if you were black and you went in there, you would come out just pale.
I'll never do
like
that.
Just pale. Like it feels like that's hotter than anywhere on the planet, really.
Yeah.
Outside of like in a volcano or something where it would clearly be hotter, but like
it's hotter than any place on the surface of the planet.
Or for like a split second in a sub by the Titanic, might be a little bit hotter.
Or for a little bit in a place that made anime.
Oh yeah. For a brief moment in time, yeah.
For a little while, for twice.
But yeah, fucking.
It's crazy.
I don't know, man.
Death Valley's the hottest place on the earth, man.
Yeah, that's the planet.
Like it just seems like it shouldn't be like this.
Have you been to Death Valley before?
We're so close to the hottest place on earth. It just seems weird that like it shouldn't be.
Yeah. It's Death Valley, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it shouldn't.
Yeah, Death Valley. Two hottest temperatures on record are
right?
100. Two hottest temperatures on record are 134 degrees and 131 degrees in Tunisia. Yeah.
Which is weird because Tunisia is on like a coast where you think it would be like a little bit cooler, but I guess
Bro,
not.
can you imagine going in the fucking coast in 131 degree? Like is the water like colder?
No, it's hotter.
No, but you know what I mean? How like if
getting in it?
Yeah, because like have you guys ever gone winter swimming before? Have you guys ever done that?
Terrible experience, but yeah, I've done it before.
No.
I've gone swimming in like 30 degree, like 40 degree weather, and it's not like there's something about it where it's not really that cold, and I think it's because the difference in what you're experiencing is minimal in comparison. Like if it's 30 degrees out and you're stepping into water that's like.
I understand what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that big of a. It is still jarring, but it's not. You could stay in there way longer, as opposed to like if it's 110 degrees and the water is fucking like 40 degrees or something. Like that's like that feels way fucking scarier. But I don't know. I'm curious to get in the boiling water of.
Let's never do that. Or do it by yourself. Have fun. Have fun alone doing that.
Dude, saunas are fucking. Dude, I'm going to tell this one story and then we can move on. At the spa, right, after all these, we're sweating like crazy in these fucking spa shirts, and it's actually like super refreshing, genuinely. Like I actually do recommend it. But like I was getting ready to shower, and they have these like public showers, right, where it's like you just kind of go in and you just like, it's very, very old school, very Japanese. Or
pussy?
No, because that's not how that works. They don't have co-ed fucking showers.
You gotta break
this
the
isn't
laws.
fucking Starship Troopers.
You gotta break the rules sometimes.
Yeah, but so I was getting ready to shower and I was taking my shirt off and I was like in the locker room, and then this guy next to my locker, he turns to me, he goes, it's this old Korean guy or this old Japanese guy, I couldn't tell exactly. He was like, "Do you have any money?" And I was like, "No." And he goes like, "I have $1,000 in my wallet, and last time I left it in my wallet, they stole it from me." This is, by the way, I'm saying this. He's saying all this through a heavy accent. I can barely make out what the fuck he's saying. And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure." And he was like, "You American?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "I'm profoundly disabled." He says, this is verbatim what he says. "I'm profoundly disabled." He takes out his wallet, shows me his veteran's disabled ID. I'm like, "Okay, cool, man." And I'm trying to get naked right now.
Yeah, he's trying to
like
strike up
it is so thoroughly uncomfortable. And he's like, and he goes, "Yeah,
you need help?"
No, and he goes, he says this to me. He says this literally. He goes, you know retards? And I go, "No." And he goes, "Me." He doesn't seem like there's nothing about him that seems.
I'm trying not to cry. Dude,
how do you think I felt, dude? Like I was so desperately. I'm trying not to like burst out laughing or like run away because I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if this guy's gonna kill me or like what. But like I was like I can't shower. I can't do this.
Dude.
I cannot be as vulnerable as I humanly can be in front of this dude who's just harassing me about like
retarded Korean.
It was so he didn't look like it's. he just looked so normal, and like, and he was like screaming. Apparently, like, because I went with my friend Paul, and like Paul went in the shower because he wasn't harassed by this guy, and so I was like, I'm not getting in the shower. I'm not doing this. And I put my clothes back on. I left, and Paul goes, yeah, that dude came in and he was just started screaming in the shower, and I was like, I'm so glad I didn't go in there.
What?
Like he was apparently he was like in the shower and the water was so hot that it was constantly hurting him. And people were trying to help him turn it down, but he wouldn't let anybody get close. So I don't know, man.
That's it for today, guys. I'm leaving.
Dude, it really was like it was like like really long stretches of because I heard it. You could hear it from like the top from the fucking lobby.
Let's wrap this up. I can't do this no more,
That's
guys.
fucking awesome.
Anyway, so this is an experience I had.
So awesome.
This is an experience I had in the last.
I'm
few
actually
days.
kind of upset that
Chris,
you didn't
read the names.
say
I
that.
want to go home.
fact that-
what time is it? What do we got?
We
Right, a minute,
got.
right, a minute,
We're almost
25.
at it. We're almost
right.
out of here.
All right,
You wanna
let's
do
get
more?
let's get one more in.
That was
One
fucking painful.
one
That was
last
fucking
more.
insane to listen to. This old Japanese retarded man making Tom screams in a bathroom as he's getting burned by water.
parasites.
Dude, it was so weird. It was so bizarre.
I can't even
parasite.
begin to talk. I can't even tell people about this story.
Can I be,
No.
Can I be tapeworm in your ass?
Yo, that's fucking holy shit. All right, let's move on. All right, the Nightman. This is the last one. Hi, Chris, Derek, and the one that thinks adding the N-word to everything is worth philosophical quandary. If you could each make a show but have to change the genre, what would you pick? What would you pick, and what genre? So, in other words, like if you could take a show that exists and swap its genre to something else. He gives an example of I'd pick Breaking Bad, but I'd turn it into a Nickelodeon Dan Schneider sitcom, which is awesome. That's actually a great.
Jesse, let me see your feet, Jesse. Jesse, show me your feet. Where's
Show me your feet, Jesse.
Skylar,
Stop playing on your game sphere, Jesse.
Skylar,
yo,
turn-
Mr. White.
I would
Yo,
turn
Mr. White,
Family Guy.
it's spherical, Mr. White.
It's spherical. Mr.
I would turn Family Guy into a
bitch.
family drama.
Family Guy into like a family drama, like
Fucking like a Seventh Heaven or some shit.
Family Guy is Seventh Heaven would be fucking dope. Man, it's actually kind of a good question.
I want Game of Thrones with Law and Order SVU. Bung bung, and there would just be like
These are all
who raped the
good
dragon.
answers.
Hey
Who
yo,
raped the dragon?
Who
fucked the dragon? Who fucked the
who
dragon?
the fuck the dragon again?
we got a dragon rapist on the loose. Oh my god, that's I don't have anything that could beat that. That is so perfect. That is Law and Order SVU in Game of Thrones is so fucking perfect. I hear there's a fucking tiefling or something around here. Dude, oh man. Ice-T interviewing sexually abused dragons. It's fucking crazy.
Derek, I think you won, man. I think you won. Talking about
All right, listen. I'm trying to get to the bottom of this. All right, settle down. I know this
Bear
is a
with
tough
me.
time.
There's a lot
Bear
going
with-
on.
There's a lot going on. I got
I know
news
you're
for you.
I know you're a male dragon, and you got raped by a man, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're gay. Oh,
This dragon's been like really put through the ringer, man. his vocal cords are fucking mashed.
his
into
internal
fits.
fire is doused with cum, bro.
so wait a minute. He throat fucked the dragon and didn't die, so it must be a Targaryen. We have a lead,
Bro.
and so you
We
have
a
like
lead.
it's the Targaryens, right? They're the ones, the dragon people, right?
Yeah, but they're not immune to fire in the books.
Oh,
Alright,
in the
whatever.
books they're not.
No.
This is a show.
Daenerys
Okay?
is resistant to fire. Only Daenerys, not her whole family.
What does that mean?
Oh,
Resistant.
only Daenerys?
What happened is that fire won't burn her the way it will burn you or I. She's resistant to it. She can still get burned.
So they just tame dragons just by being badasses?
It's literally sorcery.
Oh. Well, fucking hell. That's gay.
Sorcery and blood magic.
I don't know.
What's with the new guy? He's stupid or something? Hodor.
You're fucked up, dude.
Ice-T, you can't say that. Why not? Hodor.
The nigga's dumb.
The nigga's
I feel like I would want. Oh man, that's too good. I can't beat that. That's like it's consuming
that's the best
my
one.
mind.
You made the best one.
I'm consuming my mind. It's too good. All right, that's
Oh, it's fucking. God, that would be the best show on earth.
Oh fuck! All right, let's move on to the fucking names, I guess.
Your new partner. Okay, yeah, let's go.
3.
Wait, what were you gonna say?
No, let's go. Look, it's just gonna keep going.
3.
Oh fuck!
2, 1.
We're gonna read the $25 names now. I go by he, him, or Nick Carr. Nice. Smitchy the Kid, Caucasian Container, the Cracker Barrel for Gays, Miguel O'Hara shooting Uncle Ben, Tinfoil Tyrant, Genesis, King Ray, the Stingray, Irwin Hunter. Putting blackface on my light bulbs. One time, my cat got in the way of my .22 caliber cum shot. Cat is no more. R.I.P. Mittens. Hot sticks clips. Given the infinite nature of the multiverse, somewhere out there is a young Spider-Man grieving for the loss of his shot Uncle Ben. Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. That's every yeah.
Yeah.
Max Silhouette. Doc Jenkins and the Tism Schism. Bend my dick, come in or snatch. She Pipkin on my Pippa. Possum. Yes, that's my real name. El que lo leas puto. Noir Supreme. Pissbed. Damo Nation. Average Clit Energy. AI Mr. Krabs cooking in the studio. Deepfake porn of Sween's face on the body of a 90-pound white girl getting her guts rearranged by someone with his skin tone. Star Coffee. Epstein wasn't killed. He was raptured into heaven. The gay parody of Colleen Ballinger's half-assed apology song. The 90s show. That 90s show was mid, but nice to see the gang again. Yeah, it's pretty.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Did you guys watch it?
Like, it was like. Yeah,
I watched the whole thing.
It was like inoffensively boring. You know what I mean? Where I was like, this isn't horrible, but I don't care about any of this.
I just wanted to see the old cast. That was it.
Yeah. I do think what's his face? Fez being like a cougar chaser is pretty funny.
Yeah.
But aside from that, it's whatever. I don't know.
It's whatever.
Gollum and Smeagol arguing over
rapist.
whether to say the N-word. Clint Eastwood.
That'd
Transfem
be such
Gremlin.
a good fucking scene, bro.
Them talking about Hyde.
No, them talking about the N-word and they're just going back and forth, and Smeagol's making real good sense.
Yeah.
We mustn't say the N-word.
You mustn't say it. We don't look like them, Master. Why not? Why say it was that? We're different too. But Master,
We're different too.
We don't know what. There's no black people in this world. Why is there? We can be the new ones. We would be the only ones.
We would be the only ones. We have to move fucking forward. Exposing people with a lactose intolerance to 90,000 rotogens of ionizing radiation. My sexual awakening was the quirky goth girl from NCIS, and now my taste in women is ruined. Yush Lily Dalconzo. Vinpen. And the Angelic Dungeon Master has recently gotten comments about my name from other Patreons. God damn it, I accidentally paid for another another month of $25 tier rewards. Fuck you for not beating Elden Ring, Chris. I hate you. Craig the Canadian, Richard Fisting.
Thank you, though.
Nice. It's your boy, Shawnee D, Anthony Corzo. The studio that made Lord of the Rings Gollum got shut down. R.I.P. I got fired from my job. Feels like shit. Send support.
Wish you the best, bud.
Wish you the best, bud. Matt Walsh is a hero of our time. Sweet Baby Gang for life. Come Man, the man of come. Some guyish. Indie Butterknife on YouTube.com. Red Hot Silly Poppers. The Bren Word. That's a good nick. If my name was Brendan, I would absolutely introduce myself that way.
My friend, his name is Ben, and his name on the PSN is Venus, and it's the funniest thing ever, man.
It's so fucking dumb.
It is. Of course.
Venus. That's
Chris,
so good.
I can't believe he got that.
Right?
So good. Fucking Venus.
Chris,
the basis
Chris
of
never,
Mushroomhead is
Chris
named
never
Pig
do Australian
Venus.
accents. I'll cut you. Chris, never do Australian accents. I'll cut your dick off and feed it to a New York rat. Okay, fine. I'll retire the Australian accent.
What are you going to do then, eh? What's all you saying?
Slime your tires.
You fucking koala. I don't know what the fuck they say to each other.
Oi, cunt, give us your lighter. 3XO updating his Patreon name at the same frequency of this podcast being recorded. What the fuck is going on?
What?
Wait a second. This can't be fucking right.
What?
What?
Oh, it's okay. No, it's glitching out. It's all right. Whatever. People got their names read that shouldn't have. Whatever. I'm not going back.
No.
Why does Patreon always glitch to me? All right. Slurping, stroking, smoking, joking. Emoticon's going like this. That was more British.
Right
Morning Owlet. Sheeny Tie. All right, let's do this one last time. My name is Pingus Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive dinner. And for the last 15 or so... what the fuck is this? What is this psychosis?
Sounds like YouTube poop.
Yeah, what is this? Yeah, that's where it ends. And for the last 15 or... That's it. Nancy Pelosi killing a Palestinian with her massive tits. Obi-Wan should blow me. Snoop Dogg rolling Martha Stewart's coochie up like a joint and smoking it. Kremlin to Gremlin. Guy, Abby, something funny and topical. Do a part 2 of the suck and fuck tier list, but have it be about fighting game franchises like Soul Calibur or Street Fighter. I mean, that might be... might be in the cards. Might not be a bad idea. It'd be... Yeah. We'll do that, sure. Wage Slave 583. I feel gay. Fuck you. The Papini Brothers Emporium of Submarines made by Ed, Edd and Eddie that play Sonic drowning music. Spaceballs, the patron. William Harrington, Fallout Boy. I like these just individuals in the middle of all this.
Right.
Like it's just like every now and again there's just like one real person who just genuinely wants to support. Fallout Boy is just Imagine Dragons if they could imagine they were good. Tell them Steve Dave. A stupid lesbian. Parentheses Goth edition. John Strickland. Rhythm Homo Megadix. A Rhythm Heaven mod.
Whoa.
Yet to exist. Mercs 1889. Honestly, these fat bitches need to shut the hell up already. The first Church of Keith David featuring Solid Sween and his gay genocide. The Latino Green Goblin from Spider-Man Unlimited. Was there a Latino Green Goblin in Spider-Man Unlimited?
Yes. Just me.
What?
Really? That's dope.
The Green Goblin.
Pre-Raz. El
Goblin,
Duende Verde. El Duende Verde. That's fucking crazy. Pre-Raz, Blake896, Vegeta getting stream sniped in PUBG and calling a child the N-word. Cammy ass sweat in a can provided by the Church of Cammy. She, her pronouns, but like a boat. Alaskan oilfield trash, Texas tater salad, Sue Hulk, tickle my ass hairs, Nikki Ziggy, hey Dom, did you know those fish are eating Five Guys? That's pretty fucked up, Marcus. Lobotomized Jesus can't wait to lick on Hulk Hogan's sloppy, wet, fat fucking pussy like a dog in a water bowl. Every time I come, it sounds like Squidward walking. Jackson DuPont, Badly Brave, Hugger Derek, Normal McPherson, your new roadmate, Aetherian, Progerian Hunter, Melphis One, heir to the throne of Haphazard, and rounding out our list as always. Woo! You know who it is.
The king of Hazard, boy.
The king of haphazard, boy. This man.
Boy.
Cummered.
And
Come in a gallon of cum.
All right, nice.
Coming mode.
All right, bye, bastards.
See you.
Fucking get out of here. Go find someone else to harass.